stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we're going to start off with the plaque for Tom Dart, former trustee, in recognition and appreciation of your dedicated service to the residents of the village of Rouses Point, 2016 to 2020. And you made this, our son?
Yes.
Perfect. It's very nice.
Just not, just not, just not.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I want to thank the board very much for working with me over the last 4 years, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. We are now open for public comments. Is there anyone that would like to address the board? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay. Any correspondence?
Minutes?
Oh, minutes.
Make a motion the minutes be accepted as printed. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And no correspondence.
No correspondence, no bills.
No correspondence, no bills.
Now
Oh,
bills.
now bills.
Can't talk
I was
with
gonna
this
be
mess
confused because I
down.
got a page of bills right here.
I make a motion the bill be paid.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Reports. So I've got resolution 2020-33, offices and terms for March 16, 2020 village election. 2 trustees for 2-year terms. Next election will be held on March 16th, 2021, and I'm assuming it'll be in this room again like
Correct.
previously. I make a motion that we adopt this.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
You have to do a roll call for
Oh,
the
roll call,
resolution.
please.
Yes, thank you.
Roll call vote. Trustee Gadway,
Aye.
Trustee Arno,
Aye.
Trustee Menard,
Aye.
Trustee Pelkey,
Aye.
and Mayor Thone votes aye. I have a surplus list here. For the Civic Center, there's 2 regulation-sized hockey nets with padding, used condition. There's some damage and rust rot on the frames. Netting needs to be replaced. Ethan feels that they should be sold for about $200 and $250. I'm assuming that's for the pair.
I actually do not know.
Yeah, because he didn't specify.
I would think so.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that seems reasonably for the pair of nets. Do we have to do a motion to accept?
Is that going into surplus?
Yes, this is the surplus list.
Oh, okay, well, so.
Read the whole list first and then
Yeah.
surplus.
And then we'll do it all as one bunch? Okay. Public Works has nothing new. They still have the items that were surplus last year. Electric has the last of 10 of the old downtown streetlights. And then water and wastewater is still pending. So I make a motion to surplus these listed items.
I don't think the mayor should make a motion. I think one of the trustees should make the motion,
Okay.
okay? Because you should be on the person, if there's a tie vote, you're the one that should break it,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make the motion that this list be surplus.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. I've got some good news. I spoke with Mike Zerlo today about some of the money the county owed us. And I have to go down there and sign the paperwork, and Zerlo has to get all the signatures from everybody else involved. New York State will be cutting the check themselves. They'll be giving us 80% up front and 20% later on because of their financial difficulties.
And what is it, what's the figure, and what is it for?
It's about $173,000. It's for the mutual aid money from when we got rid of the fire department, not fire department, police department.
So we're finally getting that?
We're finally getting it. But we're only getting about 140,
80% of it?
and then 20% will follow later. So I'll be seeing Mike Zerlo in the next few days to sign the paperwork. I gotta wait for everybody else to sign. But we'll see that first or second quarter of next year. That's good news. Okay, other information too. On November 12th, there is a public meeting. Notice of public hearing on proposed project and financial assistance related thereto. The meeting is both online and via the phone. I'll give you copies of all this later on. It is addressing the Wyeth property and a potential construction project going on there. So that's moving ahead, which is pretty good. Doesn't really, yeah. And then requesting executive session to discuss a matter pursuant to the Taylor Law.
Second?
No one made a motion.
No, I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, trustee Gadway?
I got the mold remediation, that was in 2 locker rooms, that's done and completed. Park update, that is completed, they finished doing the seating and the softball field. And I spoke with Ethan, and he said the rink's up and running, everything's running good. A minor hiccup with the humidity at the beginning when they first put the ice down, and they had water dripping off the roof. And that is fixed and taken care of now, so other than that, everything's good with the rink, so that's all I have.
Trustee Menard?
Just a couple things. I'd like to thank the village crew for the fall pickup. Everything looks good. They did a good job of cleaning everything up off the streets. And the second thing is to just make sure everyone knows, I don't know if this will get out or not, but there will be no voting here tomorrow. It'll be at the Champlain Town Office from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m., so everybody get out and vote. And that's all I have.
Trustee Arno?
A few things. I'd like to thank the electric department for a good job on the planting of all the trees and stuff. I think they should put some stakes on them myself. I don't know what you guys think, stuff like that, but I think they should be staked.
Usually for the first year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also probably guard around them, like at the bottom, like,
Yeah.
so when they weed eat, they don't kill the tree and stuff like that. And I'd like to have an executive session on personnel.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And also, the street department did a good job on cutting down all the trees and stuff. I'd like to thank them for that. And also, I talked with one of the people from the town of Champlain, from the board. They'd like to get together with the board of Rouses Point, to have just not a meeting or nothing, just to get together and just talk, see what's going on in each, whatever. So whenever you can call the town and ask when they would like to meet. And
Sounds good to me. The only thing, because of the open meetings laws and everything, if there's more than 2 of us in a room, we have to have a secretary there, and it's a full-blown meeting, even if it's just to
It's not,
discuss
it's not an information, it's just an informational meeting. It's nothing to do with the town or the village or nothing like that. It's just to talk,
More of a get-together.
more of a get-together, that's all it is.
just like a dinner get-together or lunch
Yeah,
get-together?
yeah.
Okay.
So if you could set that up and see when they would like to do it or whatever. I think that's all I have for now, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, trustee Pelkey?
Yes, I have a question for you, Mr. Mayor. Do you have an update on the semi-annual NIPA meeting that went on Wednesday?
Semi-annual NIPA meeting, yes, I was there. Trying to think, because I don't have my notes from that meeting. It was mostly just budget stuff, talking about the budget, and stuff about the, things about the state renewable energy goals, but I did not think to bring my minutes for that, not minutes, but my notes for that. And that was, that on my part.
I know I sat in with you on the IEP meeting, and it was very informational, but these meetings, like myself, I'm available during the day, or trustee Arnold, I'm sure he's available during the day. We like to, I would like to be involved, so.
Yeah, myself too.
Because it's good knowledge for us, you know, running our municipal electric here.
Yeah, it was more than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was,
I mean, like
Something
the
very
IEP
different.
meeting that myself and that you sat in, to me, that was very informational for both of us. I
Mhm.
mean, it
It
was
was
nice to, you know, to know what's going on and what they're offering, so, the next time, when they have the NIPA or NIPA meetings, or even the municipal electric meetings, you know, if you don't mind, we'd like to sit in and just at least listen what's going on.
yeah, it was, it wasn't what I was expecting. I thought it was just gonna be a small meeting for like just generic stuff, but it turned out to be,
Because some of the
we had to
meetings.
vote on the budget.
Some of the meetings, we have to do a resolution to authorize you to vote on our behalf. So we want to be careful that we want to be represented in different electrical meetings.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'd like to, myself or one of the other trustees would like to sit in.
Yeah,
Just so
Yeah.
sometimes, then after we talk about it and, you know, maybe you get something out of it that I got, or, you know, vice versa, and we can talk about it and come to it.
yeah, that comes down to me misunderstanding what the meeting was, because I invited you to the IEP meeting because I knew it was gonna be fairly big. I thought it was gonna be completely different.
Okay.
So,
Okay, that's fine.
yeah, that wasn't to deliberately exclude you guys, I just
No.
didn't think it was.
No, I just like to stay up on the updates because I read the municipal electric news and views, and I like to stay up on things, so. Tonight's list of bills, I noticed that there's quite a few line items that were sent to the different grants, the rec center grant and the sewer grant. So on September 8th, 2020, there was the past administration put forward a resolution, 2020-30, that took $36,150 out of general fund to subsidize the rec center grant. Somewhere down along the line, this grant went wrong, because it shouldn't have been any taxpayers' money. It was supposed to be in-kind services. So I asked for a guideline, almost like a statement of where the money started, where it was going, and where we went wrong. Did we go wrong on, like, engineering or administration, or what happened to the money? I mean, to me, $36,150 was quite a bit of money that came out of general fund that we don't have anyways. So I asked our administrator to give us all, like, all the grants, what we started with, what we were supposed to match, because some of the grants, there's been so many change orders and different things that were changed halfway, we don't know what went on. I mean, on this rec center grant, I think it was supposed to be $278,000, and we were supposed to match like $78,000 in in-kind services. I've been involved with these grants before. It's hard to match $78,000 in in-kind services.
Oh, I can imagine, yeah.
I mean, you have to mark down every hour, every piece of equipment, and it's just about impossible. So I'm thinking that's where it went wrong, but until we get the figures, we can figure out where we are so we can grow in the future and this won't happen again. The sewer grant, I was looking at that. The total expenditures on that were $27,860. So far, we only have $12,000 back on it. But everything that I see on this grant was pretty much engineering costs.
It is 100% engineering costs.
Yep, it was all,
Grant.
so,
Yep.
so I don't want the board to think that it paid for the pipe, the excavator, and all the others, because it did. That came out of the sewer fund. So that grant wasn't, that was just for engineering. So that's where I like to have all this paperwork, give, you know, at least like a statement given to us so we understand where this money comes and goes.
I know on that sewer project, we thought that we could do that ourselves,
We did.
without the engineer though. I mean, without the engineering and stuff like that, because, I mean, we laid pipe before, water pipe,
Right.
sewer pipe and everything like that, but they said no, that we had to have an engineer, had to go through an engineering outfit,
Right. They
which
went
I
a-
thought was kind of ridiculous, but,
They went a little above and beyond because they also did the smoke testing on the sewer lines on some of the streets, so, you know, it did help, but I just wanted to let you know that this didn't pay for all that sewer pipe. That came out of the sewer fund.
Yeah.
So that's where I think these grants need to be spelled out exactly what they pay for. Because that way in the future, when we go to vote on these things, we can ask the questions and say, what does it pay for?
yeah.
Because I don't know how this board feels, but for somebody to come to me and say that this grant is closed, it's done, I wanna see where the money went. I don't, you know, I wanna see how it was spent, that's all.
And Brian, I'm in the process of getting that together for all of the grants that we have outstanding this year.
Currently, we have 4 grants that are open, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Because one was reopened back from when Dan Letourneau was mayor. So some of you people weren't on the board, you know, how do you know what's open and what's closed?
What was that one for?
The water plant upgrades?
I thought that was a closed, no, a water plant.
That's what I thought.
Well, it was supposed to have been closed out, and then I got an email, and I wasn't involved with that. That started like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I got an email that with your last check of 1,000 blah, 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 the grant is left with a balance of $33,000 and change. So I contacted the DASNY people and said, could we resubmit for that $33,000 rather than giving it back? So that's where I am with the DASNY grant. I've submitted some of the costs of the pilot project. So I'm trying to get $33,000 out of that grant, reopen it, take that $33,000 and pay off some of the pilot project with that money. So that was a grant that wasn't closely looked at
Right.
towards the end to realize that we were coming in under on that grant. So, you know, that's the sort of thing you want to watch and then see what do you have that fits the grant criteria.
That's what I'm saying, when the grants are
Exactly.
closed out, if there's $33,000 left,
Right.
well, you know, if we're entitled to it, that's
Right,
fine.
right, that's leaving
Because
money on the table.
we didn't receive that money, so we don't have to pay it back.
Right,
We're trying to get that extra $33,000,
correct,
correct?
correct.
So that's all I'm looking for, is like, almost like a statement type thing of the
Right.
different grants, so we know.
And I think
where we
that's a
are.
great idea, and going forward, I'll certainly make sure that,
Yeah,
you know, there's an update to the
Good
board,
that
and
you
I'll
brought
get
that up.
updates on all of those too.
The last thing I have is I noticed in the budget, there was, well, the street department cut some of the trees that we talked about. In the budget, there's 0 money in there for stump grinding. The past budget officer didn't think that we needed stump grinding money, so when we used to do the budget, we used to put $500 in there to remove the stumps. Well, So we're gonna have to, I talked to Arsen today, there's another line item that we can take the stump grinding out of, and that way we can get it done, rather than letting it sit there
Right.
as a sore eye.
Yeah.
But there was zero money in the budget for that, and it should be put in at least every year for $500.
Mhm.
And it would take care, we only have 2 stumps to grind, the small one out here and the big one over on
On Montgomery Street.
Montgomery Street, so.
Yeah, the other ones they can take out or grind down, right?
What's that?
The ones on Lake Street, they can grind down
Yeah.
and take out.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's right, the ones on Lake Street, there's what, 2 there.
2 or 3. It's gonna be 3, I think.
So, but we'll have to move some money around. I just don't want them to think that we're not gonna do it because there's no money in the budget. So I think we should still get them grounded.
Oh, yeah.
And find a way to transfer this money out of one account to another.
Yep.
So, that's all I have.
Okay. Other reports, Code Officer Cooper?
There's nothing fresh now. My 3 houses are still going on, and of course, everything is slowing down. I think what happened this morning is gonna slow things down considerable, but it's the way it is.
Treasurer Letourneau?
I just want to announce, I'm pleased to announce that we are now offering to have your utility payment to be automatically deducted from your checking or savings account. So there's no fee for that or anything, so it's going to save you time and postage, and your payment will always be on time, even if you're out of town, eliminating any late charges. So we have the form on the website, and I am going to do a press release on it in the near future here, so. Just got the forms on Friday, so.
That'll make people
We had a
happy.
few people ask about that, so that'll,
That'll make people really happy.
yeah.
And, Evan Sullivan?
Just to pick up a little bit more on what Brian was talking about, I had been explaining to Brian where we were with some of these grants, and he had suggested this, so I have started working on that. And I will have a report for the board next meeting that will go through all of the grants, whether closed or where they are, or where we think they are, anything that we need to do to get those grants moving and get more money into the building.
Now, the in-kind services on the work that we did at the rec center,
Yes.
you're gonna have that, how many hours we had and
Yes.
stuff like that? Okay.
Yeah, I'm working on that now.
Are there any comments from the public at this time? I'd like to.
I got one more thing, Mr. Mayor. One of our village employees got hurt pretty bad in the water plant, and I got a card here to have you guys sign, if you would like to sign it and stuff, and the rest of the people here, if they would like to, I don't care.
Okay, so invoke a short recess to let people leave before the executive session. In that time, we'll pass around the card, let whoever wants to sign it, sign it.
Make a motion to recess?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. If people would like to sign it, you can sign it too.
Yep.